Hey guys, hope you are doing well. Welcome to AgriSylvie. Today's our topic is whole floriculture chapter. Here we'll discuss some examiner choice MCQs which will be most probable to come in exam. We are here in part 3. Already part 1, part 2 is there. I will provide you a link in the description box. You should watch those videos, then come to part 3. I saw many MCQ videos. There is one thing is lacking in every videos, lack of explanation, which is a very important fact when you go for exam. Okay, if you know proper explanation of all the four options, then you can solve any question related to that option. Okay, so here I will focus explanation, means every word in question I will explain you, every option also I will explain you, so that whatever the question come, don't fear, go and write it. Be attentive, be an optimist. Let's start. First tomb in Indian garden was, the options are Humayun, Babur, Akbar, Shahjahan. This is the question. So first you should know what is tomb. In previous eras, after death of king or queen or some great persons, we built tomb to keep them alive in our memories. Okay, so here you should note it down. Indian garden, which tomb is present in Indian garden? First tomb. Okay, so the answer is Humayun. Here it is written, but you should know about Humayun and other four options. Humayun belongs to Mughal dynasty. First point. Then first emperor of Mughal dynasty, Babur. Then son of Babur is Humayun, means father of Humayun is Babur. Then son of Humayun is Akbar. Son of Akbar is Jahangir. Here this is the hierarchical order of Mughal dynasty. The child name of Jahangir you should know Salim, because you should cover also history some part. Okay. Then son of Jahangir is Shahjahan. Son of Shahjahan is Aurangzeb. Obviously we know Shahjahan made Taj Mahal, Taj Mahal garden, and Aurangzeb we know is the killer of all brothers. To boost your memory and for easy remembering, I provided here Humayun's tomb. You see this picture here, this is dome shaped structure, you should remember, and there is a big gate. If you really visited this place, this is in Delhi. Okay, when you come to Delhi you should visit this place, very beautiful and nice place. Humayun's tomb was built between 1562 to 1571. In between this period Humayun's tomb was built. Then the main feature, as it is belongs to Mughal garden, so the feature must be central towering dome, I just told you. Then tall gateway known as Pristak. This is important, this may come in exam. So this is the aspect of Mughal architecture. So who designed actually Humayun's tomb? It is designed by Mir Aka Mirza. You should remember the name. Please like this video. If you like this channel, I will get motivated and I will make more videos for you. And subscribe this channel so that you will get videos in time. Otherwise you will be late, because you have to cover all floriculture, horticulture, ornamental horticulture chapters, no? So you should subscribe this channel also. Next question. Rectilinear layout is a feature of, there are many features of English garden, Japanese garden, Mughal garden, Chinese garden, and you should point some main important features which are examiner choice. Here rectilinear layout is also examiner choice. The answer is Mughal garden. But you should know some other important features of Mughal garden and other garden. Mughal garden generally two types. One is pleasure garden, second one is tomb garden. Garden area generally divided by 4 plot, and it comes under, remember, it comes under formal style. Means everything is symmetrical, everything arranged in a proper manner. Then some key feature like fountains, cascade, those are steps linked to the central pool. There is a central pool, and central pool is linked with fountains through steps or cascades. Some key feature of Mughal gardens, you should note it down, like terrace, running water, high protecting wall, entrance, baradari. you should know that Baradari. Baradari is a building with 12 opening. That is 3 doors in each direction. So total is 3 into 4, 12. From Baradari you can enjoy fresh wind, dark clouds, birds, and everything. And there is one important feature also of Mughal garden. There is scented flowers. You can see many scented flowers there. Now comes to Japanese garden. Japanese garden is a very peculiar features are there. First, you should remember Japanese garden remains beautiful throughout the year, whatever the season, summer, winter. Generally, in winter season there is no flower in other garden, but Japanese garden remains beautiful throughout winter, and it is the miniature of nature. Japanese garden is the miniature of nature, and there is pond, stream, waterfalls, island, wells. One person can easily meditate in Japanese garden as compared to other garden. There are different types also there: hill garden, tea garden, flood garden. These are some types of Japanese garden. This also comes under informal garden as like British garden or English garden. But Mughal garden comes under formal style, means formal garden. Now comes to British garden. In British garden, you will find many lawn, flowers, and actually British people are so rich, no, you know, so they can afford whatever they want. So British garden is the most beautiful among all European gardens. Okay, so here I explained you all the 4 options and also the questions. So I think it will help you a lot in exam. Now next question. The question is Shalimar Garden in Pakistan is located at. Here this question belongs to Flower and Garden Shows of India. We already published 2 videos, part 1 and part 2, about Flower and Garden Show in India. You can just type in Google Agri Silvi. You can go to my channel and you can see these videos. The options are Lahore, Islamabad, Karachi, Sialkot. Okay. Here the condition is that Shalimar Garden must be present in Pakistan. So the options all should be in Pakistan. So answer is Lahore. This is the picture of Shalimar Garden in India, not in Pakistan. This is Shalimar Garden in India. Remember, there is a Shalimar Garden present in India also. So in which place, that we will discuss in next slide. That garden is in Kashmir. Okay, so what is the meaning of Shalimar? You should know. Shalimar in Sanskrit, if you consider, this is the meaning is hour of love, and the common meaning is garden of love. Shalimar Garden is the garden of love. Jahangir built this garden for his wife Nur Jahan in the memory of Nur Jahan. Then there are some main features of that Shalimar Garden. 3 terraces are there. You should remember this name. Baradari, I just told in your previous slide. Then Diwan-e-Am and Diwan-e-Khas. Here you will find some similar question about Shalimar. I just placed it in this way so that your confusion will clear. You will not confuse in exam hall. Okay. First, Shalimar Garden in Pakistan, that answer is Lahore. Shalimar Garden in India, that answer is Kashmir, and you will know all details about that garden, Shalimar Garden in Kashmir. Now, Shalimar Bagh is located at. Shalimar Bagh is located in Srinagar, that is the capital of Kashmir. You should remember this point. One more similar question. We just read that Shalimar Bagh. Now comes to Nishant Bagh. Nishant Bagh was designed and built by whom? Babur, Asif Khan, Akbar, Nur Jahan. The answer is Asif Khan. This is also in Jammu Kashmir, as like Shalimar Bagh also in Jammu Kashmir. Here this is also in Jammu Kashmir. These 2 gardens come under Jammu and Kashmir Tourism Department. So who is Asif Khan? Now the question is, this is the important question. He is the elder brother of Nur Jahan. So the main and important point you should remember, Asif Khan is the elder brother of Nur Jahan, and the Bagh was designed and built in 1633. So in this way No doubt, no confusion of different gardens like Shalimar Bagh, Nisad Bagh, Shalimar Garden in Pakistan, Shalimar Garden in India. So don't confuse, be crystal clear. Next question. This question belongs to shrubs for gardening. We already published videos about trees for gardening, shrubs for gardening, trees for useful ornamental purposes, and many videos. You can see those videos. So which shrub is used for foliage can be grown under full shade condition? Here this level question you should know. This is a high level question. You should choose a shrub among these options which having good foliage, and also it can grow in full shade condition, not even point of sunlight. Okay, options are hibiscus, ixora, polycias, eranthemum. Hibiscus is a very popular plant. You can see it everywhere. This belongs to mallow family, that is Malvaceae. Then comes to ixora. Ixora also is very beautiful and it is used for ornamental purposes. So it belongs to mother family, that is Rubiaceae family, or you can say coffee family. We already discussed this in our previous lecture. Polycias comes under Arillacea family. Remember it, Arillacea. Then comes to Erananthum. This is also a very beautiful plant. This comes under Acaranthaceae family. The answer is C, Polycias. We all know shrubs are very good for gardening. So based on the use of the gardening, we classified shrubs into three categories mainly. First one, shrubs for showing attractive flowers. Hibiscus, Ixora, Musandra, Night Queen, Euphorbia, etc. I saw many people are confusing between Night Queen and Night Jasmine, so I have to clear this too. Night Queen is Epiphyllum oxypetalum, that is Epiphyllum genus, and Night Jasmine is Nyctanthus arborescens, that is Nyctanthus genus. Okay, these two are different. And Euphorbia is a very good flower. It has white color fluid, and some Musandra is very soft flower. Hibiscus, I just told you, mallow family. Shrubs for fragrance. Fragrance means very good smell, like jasmine, rose, Tabermontana coronaria, Nyctanthus arborescens, just I told. Then comes to Nyctanthus arborescens is comes under Oleaceae family. Shrubs for foliage, Croton, Polycias, Eranthemum, Graptophyllum. Here you can see Polycias is there. So answer C is Polycias. Polycias can grow in pure shade condition. But others like hibiscus can't grow in shade. It requires sunlight. So you should know the properties of shrubs. Whatever I know, I just want to share this. Similar type of question that will enhance your memory power. It will boost your memory and everything will crystal clear after this question. Which shrub is used for attractive flowers, can be grown in full sunlight? Okay, options are hibiscus, ixora, polycias, eranthemum. Same options, but you should exercise your brain. I just told hibiscus can grow in full sunlight, but polycias is grown under shade and attractive flowers. So polycias having not attractive flowers, it has attractive foliage. So first this one is eliminated. Then Polycias also eliminated by that it can grow in shade, so it was eliminated. Eranthemum, attractive foliage, so you can eliminate this also. Then hibiscus and ixora both having attractive flowers, so confuse between hibiscus and ixora. By seeing next slide, everything will crystal clear, don't worry. Answer is hibiscus A. Based on sunlight, we also classify shrubs into different categories like open sunlight, hibiscus, bougainvillea can grow, partial sunlight, eranthemum, Pisonia, Graptophyllum can grow, fully shade condition, Polycias can grow. Here you see fully shade condition Polycias and it has attractive foliage, but hibiscus, bougainvillea can grow open sunlight and hibiscus having attractive flowers, and in case of Graptophyllum, eranthemum, these are grown under partial sunlight. I try to explain you everything, whatever I know, so that you will not face any problem in exam. So please like this video so that I will make more videos. Which Vedas contains about medicinal and aromatic plants? Okay. In which Veda you should know about all 4 Veda. This comes under our ancient history also, and in ornamental chapter also, because we have to discuss medicinal and aromatic plants along with ornamental horticulture, floriculture and horticulture. So there are 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, Atharva Veda. So the answer is Atharva Veda. Here our work start. We should know about all the 4 Veda. What actually the contents of these 4 Veda? What will come in question we don't know. Here is the full explanation of that question. We'll discuss all 4 Vedas. First one, Rig Veda. There is anthology, okay, of 1080 hymens. If you don't know hymens, then leave this. This comes under history chapter. You just remember anthology, okay, in Rig Veda. And there are many anthology related to various gods are there. In case of Samveda, it is a book of chants, means there is mantras. In Yajur Veda, this is a prayer book, evening prayer, morning prayer, what should do, what should not do. It is in Yajur Veda. Then finally comes Atharva Veda, book of spells. There are many magic spells also there. And Ayurveda comes under Atharva Veda. A for Atharv, A for Ayurved. So here our lecture ends. If you have any doubt, go for comment section, comment me. I will definitely answer you. Subscribe this channel because I am going to make 1000 plus MCQ, top level MCQ. Hope you understood well. Just revise it once or twice. Then you can able to answer all the questions related to these videos. Save tree to save life. All the best for your exam. Thank you.